Hello guys, my name is Patrick, and today we are going to talk about how to use a third variable to label a scatterplot. So sometimes you have a data set which includes response and explanatory variables, and what you do is that we already know that the explanatory variables for scatterplot should be continuous. So you draw a scatterplot between the continuous variables, and then after you've done that, you want to use the response variable to actually label the path. They all just because you want to check whether there is a systematic variations in the response variables. So what you have to do is that let's draw the scatter. I'm going to use R programming to show you how to do that. So let's look at how to do that. I have already explained this one in my previous video, but I'll just briefly explain this. So this one is just to read the data set. This one is just going to view it. This code is going to attach it so that calling the names becomes very easy for you. And then the names here is going to tell you the names of the all the variables. So we run it one after the other. So we view it, and they tell you that this is FR, this is hay, and then PH. This one is just a grass species, which is called the FR is called Festuca rubra, and then this one is called the hay, which is sometimes called the mass of all the plant species. And then we know soil pH. We from science, we know soil pH. So this is basically something that we just want to explore and then see if there is a systematic variation in the mass of Festuca with changes in hay yield and soil pH. So let's look at it. After we have done that, we have to draw a scatterplot between hay and then soil pH. And this is very simple. We just do that. Let me show you the code how to do that. So the code is here. So we plot it. Then we say hay. We plot the hay and then soil pH. And the main is okay. The main is the title, which is scatterplot of hay versus, okay, so it's supposed to be soil pH. So we say soil pH. So soil pH, and then the PCH, which is the plot character, is supposed to be 20. I like 20, but you can choose from 1 to 20. And then the color, I also like rainbow colors. So this is the X lab, which is the X lab, and then the Y lab is also here. So let's plot it and see. So we do that, and it gives you the plot over here with all the names over here. Very, very, very nice. So another thing you can also do is that we are going to use the third variable, which is called the physical rubra, to label the path. And then let me show you how to do that. We do that using a function called the text function. So the text function, let me just do it simple and then just explain what everything is doing. So here we use the text function. We are going to use the text function, and this is hay and then the pH. So this is the label. We are just going to label it. So we are going to run the physical rubra by then, like how we are going to label it. So we run the physical rubra with one significant figure, and then the position here is the position is like the labels are centered on the x values or x values of the point. So that is where we use the position one. If you want to use it on y values, we can change the position. And this one is called the offset. So the offsets are just if you want to plot it here, right? If you want to label it, the distance between it, so like it's just a half a character below the point. So we want to use the offset to be 0.5. And then the CX is also called character expansion. So what basically sometimes we can choose any percentage. So this one we are using only 70. We are using only 70%. And then obviously there is an obvious problem with this method, but when there is a lot of overlaps between the labels, but the technique works for more widely spaced points. So let me just do that and then explain it. So we just do that and then we run it. So when you run it, it gives you all this and over here. So regarding this, you can say that there is a high values of festuca biomass, which are more concentrated at the intermediate value of both soil pH and then yield hay. So that is what we can see over here. Another thing you can also do is that you can use a third variable to choose the color of the points in your scatter plot. Here I am going to show you the points with FR above median, which I will show you in the color green, and on the otherwise I will use a color black. So we are going to use how do we call it? We are going to use that variable to do that by choosing a color. So let me just show it to you. So one thing you need to know is to find the median. I mean, you don't need it, but it's just a clue. So you run the median, and then see it gives you 4.06. So it's just giving you something like a clue. So now what you want to do is that we are going to plot it. So let me plot it, and then using the color to do that, and then I'll explain what each line is doing. So here, the plot here, you are plotting the hay and then the pH, and the plot character is 20, which I like it. So we are using an if-else statement. So if-else statement is telling you that if the festuca rubra is greater than the median, which is 4.06, it should give you green. Else it should give you black. That's all. And then we use this one over here, and then so scatter plots of hay versus soil pH. I don't know why I use so it's soil pH. Soil pH. So do that right over here. Very, very, very nice. So after you have done that, another thing you want to do is, I mean, if you give this one to any naive person, it will be very difficult for the person to explain it. So what the best thing you want to do is to use legends to do that, so that a naive person can do that. So naive, by using legend, this is very, very easy. So I'm going to do that. I have showed you how to use legend in the previous video. So let me just post it and explain. So the legend here is going to give you the graphics, and then this locator is telling you that we use one, and then after that, so how are we going to label it? So FR is supposed to give you FR greater than median, or FR is supposed to be equal to the median. So this is how we are going to label it. So that by using the concatenate function, the PCH should be 20 and then 20, just because we use 20 and 20 for all of them. You can also use concatenated and select for the black and then green. It doesn't matter, but because we are using for all of them, I just choose only one. And then the color is green, and then green for this, and then black for also this. So let me just do that and then run it, and then go and post. And this one, it gives you the authority to post it anyway. So let me just run it. So you run it, and it gives you that it's loading over here. It's telling you to go on this one to just post it anywhere, so that it will just put it. So this is how everything is done. Very, very nice. Thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.